Welcome back to Border Life, where we're off to the heart of the borders to meet an extraordinary craftsman. He's devoted his life to reviving the almost forgotten art of English and border bagpipes. Sandy has been finding out more.
Just a stone's throw from Peebles High Street is a workshop, which has been described as an Aladdin's cave for lovers of traditional music. It's the life's work of Julian Goodacre, whose handcrafted bagpipes are among the best in the business. Julian, take us back to the beginning. How did you become a bagpipe maker?
I couldn't get anywhere at school with playing music, couldn't read music, I still can't read music. And it wasn't until I was 26, my brother had bought one of these and found he could play it really well. He played the recorder and everything. And that changed my life. I thought, right, I'll go out. I paid £2.46 or something for a penny whistle, bought one and started to play myself very simple tunes to start with. A couple of years later, I went backpacking in Africa and the Far East for nearly 2 years. I took a whistle with me, but I was really worried it was going to get stolen because I was living in fairly seedy accommodation. So I taught myself to make whistles out of old tin cans. So that's tin can with araldite round the back. The first one I made was in an oasis in the Sahara. They were quite good. So yeah, it worked okay. I came back from that all fired up with the idea to rediscover the English bagpipes. My brother was really interested. He knew that English used to have bagpipes long before the Scots. Eventually, with the help of my brother, invented this type of pipe, which I call the Leicestershire small pipe, because I'm from Leicestershire originally. And it worked, and people were really interested in it, and I was selling them. So I was just at the right time in England when there was a revival of English pipes, and in Scotland when there was this revival of the bellows pipes of Scotland, the old small pipes and the border pipes.
Going from a tin whistle to a bagpipe is quite a leap, so how did you make it?
Oh, lots of mistakes. There's no books you can buy, there are no tools. When I started making these Leicestershire pipes, I was using bassoon reeds, which weren't really very suitable at all. And after a while, I didn't like working with them. Another pipe maker had told me that you could use yoghurt cartons. I found that Howgate yoghurt was going out of business at that stage, and I bought 1,600 pots from them, enough for me to make 10 reeds a week until I'm 120 or 130. And I've developed a reed which is very, very stable. I mean, I've got customers 30 years have been playing with the same reed. Doesn't respond to humidity or heat at all. It's brilliant.
What's the difference between the Highland pipes that a lot of us know to something like the border pipes?
There are two basic differences, and this is worldwide. There are chanters, that's what plays the melody on, which is the inside bore is conical. That means it's very loud and it's quite high pitched. The other type of pipe is called a small pipe, and that's not to do with its size. It's because the bore down the middle is cylindrical. It gives a much lower, richer sound, and much more popular with the neighbours, really.
You've said that asking how long does it take to make a set of bagpipes is an interesting question in itself. Why is that?
Well, because I'm working with wood. It depends going back to when the tree was planted. I know where all the wood comes from, so I can pick that up and say that grew in Montgomery Street in Edinburgh. You know, and some customers get photographs of their pipes when they were in tree form.
Once cut into sections, the wood is dried of its sap in a process called seasoning, which can take a very long time. In In fact, some bits of bagpipe making wood have been sitting in storage for around 20 to 30 years.
Once it's seasoned, I will cut a plank up into squares, drill a hole down the middle, and that's a complicated thing when you've got a hole that long. The drills can wander, and then I turn the outside of it and sand it. Then I sink it into a tank of linseed oil and turpentine, and I have a vacuum pressure treatment system so that all the air within the wood is sucked out of it, and then it's pressurized in, and then I take it out of the oil and leave it for months usually to dry, and then after that I polish it up, and then it's time for assembling the whole thing. So it's a big process.
Going to all that effort, it must feel fantastic when you actually hear the pipes played.
Oh, it's absolutely wonderful. In fact, I've worked with various pipers who've actually come and done some work in the workshop. I work closely with Callum Armstrong, who's a genius, and it was just wonderful. He pushed me more and more. He said, no, I want drones that will do this and want charter that will do that. We got a research grant to create an entirely new type of charter at one stage, so it's wonderful, yeah.
How many bagpipes have you actually made?
I checked this morning, it was 910, and there's the 911 which hasn't quite been assembled yet, and so whether I make it to 1,000, I don't know.
Julian's bagpipes may take many hundreds of hours to make, but the music they produce is testament to the hard work and loving care that he puts into every one of these historic instruments.
And on that musical note, we'll see you again next time.